Tonight, board members in the Victoria ISD appointed Bridgette Marshall to the District 2 seat.
That's right. Dr. Estela de los Santos resigned for personal reasons on July 5th. Andrew Rokovich, who was an applicant for the District 2 trustee position, released this statement today saying, "I appreciate the board's time and consideration. I don't believe they made a decision for Victoria that will stand any test of time."
Now, the final applicant, Emmett Alvarez, released this statement. "I could imagine she could have a conflict of interest on voting on tax rates. I'm not familiar with a situation like this." 25 News Now anchor Don Brubaker joins us now with board member Bridgette Marshall. Don.
James, thank you. Welcome, Ms. Marshall.
Thank you.
Congratulations on last night. And I wanted to first find out, why did you apply for the opening in the first place, for the trustee opening on the Victoria ISD board?
Well, education has always been a big part of my life. I was very satisfied in District 2 with Dr. De Los Santos and her work. The opening, presented itself, and I thought it might be an opportunity to lend any help I could based on my expertise and my career.
And how much of it also because you are a Victoria ISD alumni?
So that's a good deal to do with it. I love the district. I love the city. I was born and raised here, and chose to live here and raise my family here and work in the community.
What do you hope to accomplish on the board?
That's a big one. Overall, I think everybody on the board just wants to, we want good schools. We want good schools for our kids. We want it for the betterment of our community. And so the goal is to try to work together to get policies and practices in place to make that happen.
Referring to a couple of statements that were mentioned, now since you work at Victoria College, you actually have 2 positions at Victoria College, do you feel that there will be any times that there will be a conflict of interest for you now being on the Victoria ISD board?
So obviously I thought about that, right? And I spoke with several administrators at the college. They didn't see any areas that they could think of that would come up as conflicts of interest, nor could I. Of course, if something like that arises, I have sense enough to recuse myself from any voting in that position. So I can't foresee the instance where it might come up, but if it does, then there are procedures in place to alleviate what might appear to be a conflict.
In your opinion, the biggest challenges facing Victoria ISD right now?
So the challenges that this district faces are not unique. They're same as the nation and the state, of course. So the teacher shortage, that's a challenge. We need to attract and retain quality teachers. And curriculum is a concern. We want to make sure we are preparing our students so that when they graduate high school, they can move on to their next level, whatever that is for them. Secondary education, whether it's trade school, but they need to be adequately prepared to either finish their education or go into the workforce ready.
How would you approach a situation like a shortage of teachers? What kind of approach would you do? What would you like the board to do?
So like if I had a magic wand, pay increases are always attractive, but districts are not facing anything that consumers are not facing, right? So costs of everything are up, including employment, and budgets are not. So there are some solutions in terms of funding. Taxes always come up, ways that you can fund. And then you can always examine budgets. You can also pursue grants. So there are some alleys that I'm sure the board is investigating, and we'll continue to do that. Because we're all here for the same thing, for the betterment of our students, and we know the role that teachers play in that.
We thank you so much for coming, Ms. Marshall.
I thank you for having me.
All right. James and Karina, back to you.